What is up, Remodelites? Dave here with Remodel Media, and in this episode we're going to be covering the safest, best cooking technology on the market today for both young and old alike. And we're going to be doing a real-time demonstration. We're going to be boiling some water. I'm going to show you exactly why this is so safe and so precise. The very first time I saw this demonstrated, I was amazed. What I'm talking about today is induction cooktops. A lot of people that come to me have seen them, have heard about them, but they don't really know what they are. The very first time I saw one, the chef was boiling something frothy, I think something milk-based, and he told me, you tell me when to turn this thing off so it doesn't boil over. And I had cooked on electric for most of my life. I grew up with it. So I waited till it got to be about 75%, and I'm like, okay, you better turn it off now. It's going to boil over. He said, nope. Got to be 80% of the way there. I'm like, dude, you better turn it off. Nope. 90%. Nope. It was, the bubbles were actually cresting the top of the pan, and that's when I said, man, forget it, you're done. He turned it off and instantly those bubbles went down. So that is the preciseness that we're talking about. And the speed. You can boil water in, I think they say, 90 seconds or 120 seconds. Something ridiculous as compared to most electric and even gas cooktops. It's actually more precise than gas, and it's faster than gas. It's just not as pretty as gas. That's the only difference. One of the other key elements with induction cooktops is its safety, and I think that is the most practical thing with it. Yeah, it's super fast. Yeah, it's super efficient. Yeah, it's super precise, but it's also really, really safe. And that's what I want to focus on for you today. So we're going to do a real-time demonstration with a basic induction cooktop. This one, I believe, is from Fagor, but they all work about the same. So while our water is boiling, I want to tell you guys a quick story. We're going to do this in real time. So just so you guys know, I'm going to show you one more time. Look, there's even more bubbles right there on the bottom. Total time elapsed is about a minute. So I want to tell you guys a quick story. So a few years ago, I was attending a cooking demonstration, and the chef was preparing some sort of a sauce. I don't remember exactly. And I was talking to customers about the different kinds of appliances and the different kitchen ideas that we could do in their home and things like that. And at the end of the demonstration, I walk up to the chef, people are starting to file out. And I'm like, hey man, is there any of that stuff you were making before? Is there any of that left? I'd really like to try some. And he's like, yeah, sure, let me warm it up real quick. And he's warming it up. He says, man, this electric cooktop cooks so fast. I looked at him and I said, that's because it's not electric. He went, what? And so I said, it's not electric, it's induction. He looked at it, he said, that's induction? I said, yeah. He's like, man, I've only ever cooked on gas. I had no idea what induction was. This is really cool. I could have sold like 3 of these today, just getting, telling people how great it was. I assumed it was the brand or but I thought it was electric. And so you'll note that right now total elapsed time is about 2 minutes since we started. There's already bubbles on the bottom of the pan. Here we go. So yeah, it's super fast. And that's not even the most impressive thing with this either. So I apologize about the shaky video here, but I really wanted you guys to get this in real time. I wanted you to see how quickly this water actually starts boiling. And the key to this demonstration here is going to become apparent very quickly in less than a minute. So you can already hear the water starting to hiss. I don't know if you can hear that. I'm going to try taking my microphone, putting it near the water. Not in the water. You probably hear the water hiss right now. But we haven't quite achieved a full rolling boil just yet, but we are very, very close. That water is, whoo, steamy. So we're a little over 3 minutes in. And the bubbles are starting to come up from the bottom here. Almost there. Give it another 10, 15 seconds. All right, not even that. We have achieved a full rolling boil. There you go. I don't know if you guys can see that because the... Here you go. I'm going to try and angle it so you can see. There you go. Boop, boop, boop. All right, trying to do this turn around there. Okay, so we have achieved what most of us would consider a full rolling boil. Now, here comes the most impressive part of, well, two parts of this demonstration. Number one, I removed the cookware. The cooktop is smart enough to know that, hey, there's no more cookware on there. I'm going to turn off. That's number one. And number two is this. So total elapsed time, I've removed it maybe 10, 15 seconds ago. That's the burner we were using. It's warm. I don't want to leave my hand there because it's uncomfortable. But show me any other electric cooktop that you can touch after removing a pan like that and still keep your fingers. I still have all my fingerprints, no blisters, no burns. If you tried that with Mom's electric cooktop, you would need some first aid. And that's the point. That's why it's so safe. It turns off when it's not cooking. And once you remove the cookware, you've removed the source of the heat because it uses magnetic energy to heat up the cookware. I really wanted you guys to see that because I think it's really important. I remember I did this demonstration one time for a lady, a little old lady, somebody's grandma. And she saw my hand. I pretended like I didn't. I was just leaning over and I was absent-mindedly putting my hand on the cooktop. And she jumped in there. She leaned in there and she yanked my hand back. She said, psh. I said, no, I'm doing this on purpose, watch. And I did like this, just like this. Let's say you've got a child, even an older child like 9 or 10, they're learning how to use the stove or whatever, and they absent-mindedly put their hand on there. Let's say you're caretaking for an elderly parent or grandparent, and they absent-mindedly leave something on the stove, or they absent-mindedly touch the stove, or they set a paper plate on the stove. That's going to start a fire with any other cooktop, any other electric cooktop. And you saw how quickly it is. It outperforms gas any day of the week. So anyway, that's all I wanted to share with you guys today. Thanks for tuning in, and let me know in the comments below what kind of cooktop do you have, or what kind of cooktop do you wish you had? I bet you wish you had an Induction right now. I'm going to put a link in the description below with some of my favorite Induction cooktops and whatnot. And Make sure you like, subscribe, share it with all your friends, and I'll catch you in the next one.